Hi, I'm Trish Schwartzberg, and I happen to know two of the artists out of the three personally through the Unitarian Universalist Church, and have seen many of the photographs already and have been very impressed. So I was just coming to support Bob mainly and Cassidy in their endeavors and to be a part of this whole project, which I think is wonderful what they're doing, showing the dignity of every person that they talk to. And I just feel excited about what they've done with this whole project.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bob Sadler and his work for the homeless men. I think he's doing a fantastic job, and it's having a very great effect on the men that he's working with.
Hi, my name's Ed Bright, and my wife is Joyce Duxbury. She is the sister of Bob Sadler's wife, Sharon, and I am here because of Bob Sadler, who is my brother-in-law. I've been hearing all along his great interest in giving back and helping, which he's done all his life in other projects. And he told us about the pictures he was taking of the homeless men at the Unitarian Church, and he got more and more and more involved. And we became sponsors because we wanted to give back as well. So Bob and both Sharon do wonderful things and have all their lives. So we're excited to be here and support them.
Oh, hi.
Start talking.
Okay, I'm answering the question, what are your concerns about homelessness? And my biggest concern is being a San Francisco resident, how careless people have become about almost the ubiquity of homelessness that we see every day on the street, even where we work and where our offices are, where we eat, and how people literally are stepping over people, and truly how you begin after several years to not know what to do, and you begin to, almost as survival, just kind of try to ignore it because it doesn't seem to be really clear solutions. So my biggest concern is that we become almost more than apathetic, almost like numb to it, and that's my biggest concern.
Thank you.
Concern about homelessness is actually related to being a San Francisco resident for the past 13 years and being someone who works in San Francisco still, how common, almost ubiquitous homelessness is in our everyday life, and how people, even the most caring of my friends and even sometimes myself, almost become numb to it because we don't know what to do. And because we see it every day and there's just no clear solution, and the solutions we hear are either, legislation or other things. It just seems so removed from our daily lives, and it doesn't seem like there's anything we can do. So my biggest concern is that we're beginning to become numb to it.
Oh, okay. I came to the exhibit. Part of the reason is I'm the ride for the guys to come and see everybody. I also came because I think that Bob's artwork is beautiful, and I'm curious about how Tim did the animated part of it. My vision on how to deal with homelessness. God, that's just such a complicated question. I think iHelp is a real help because it's a grassroots way of dealing with homelessness. It at least gets them out of dealing with, the things that go on with being homelessness. They don't have to worry about having somebody steal from them or hurt them. They've got food in their belly. So at least it gets those basic needs met. But it's only a drop in the bucket compared to how many homeless there are. There's like 3,000 in the Monterey County area. So these are really kind of the yuppies of the disenfranchised that we're dealing with here. I came to see the exhibit because I think it's really good. I think Bob does a good job. I think he's a really good artist. My response to the men's stories, well, it's a little different for me because I do the coordination, so I listen to a lot of the stories. Sometimes I feel bad for them. Sometimes I just think that, in this day and age, these are the men that have fallen through the cracks. It's not as much of the sad stories that you hear with people who have been chronically homeless for a long time. Most of these men never expected to be homeless and wouldn't have been, 20 years ago, but are now. What is my response to the photographs? I think they're beautiful. And one of the things that Bob and I discussed before he did this was that I thought it was important to show the men as men and not these sad sack. They always do these pictures of, people that are really down and out. And that's not the case with the people in iHelp. They're people that fell through the cracks. It could be anybody's brother or cousin or kid. It's just people that are down on their luck. Let's see, what are your concerns about homelessness? My concerns are probably about the same as everybody else's. I think that it's something that we need to take care of, that people shouldn't be homeless, certainly not in America. One of the other things that really bothers me is there's 20% of them are vets, both in the outside population, and I find that with the homeless population within iHelp, that it's about 20%. It's getting better because they've gotten some money within the Veterans Association. So they come to us for a short period of time while they're trying to find apartments for them. But they don't have that for everybody else. The government really isn't doing much for them. So, trying to get them jobs is something that's tough too, because a lot of the jobs are just part-time. So it doesn't give them enough money to rent something. We're in a real high rent place. So, like some of them get Social Security, but it's not enough to afford an apartment or even a room. So my concern is getting them out of homelessness, even if they're working or have some kind of an income. It really doesn't make their nut. Is that enough?
What brings me? I'm answering a question, why did I come to this exhibit? Well, I happen to be acquainted with the photographer and I admire his work. And I'm sympathetic to the objectives of this program in a short sentence or two.
My vision on how to deal with homelessness is empathy. I'd love there to come a day where seeing a homeless man on the street does not make someone think of drugs, but of a person who's merely fallen on hard times.
My name is Frankie Laney, and I'm here because, first of all, I happen to be on the board of directors of the Cherry Center. But secondly, I'm here because I am part of a team with iHelp at First Presbyterian Church in Monterey. And I recognize these gentlemen that are photographed, these wonderful, wonderful photographs. They're my friends, and I have dinner with them like once a quarter, because that's what my team does. Just once a quarter, we do dinner and we do breakfast the next morning. They're a great group of guys, and it's a real privilege to know them.
Okay, the reason why I came to see the exhibit is because I am part of the iHelp program, and I got involved with it 2 years ago. I'm pretty proud of the exhibit here at the Carmel Cherry Center, and I've had some people come up and say great things about my portrait, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Many of us are months away from homelessness. It can happen to you. It could happen to me. We have to keep in mind that with the economic situation today, we're all in jeopardy. Be kind to people who are on the streets. They need your support.
Could you put your name?
My name is John McCleary.
We're talking. Okay, sorry.
Okay. What is my vision on how to deal with homelessness? No, I don't really think I have a vision. I think that there's a lot of opportunity, especially in Monterey County, with the remnants of Fort Ord, and it seems to me that the needs of people should probably be put before the needs of horse racing, for example. But that's probably a simplistic answer. I came to the exhibit because I know Bob Sadler, and I admire the photographs, and I thought it was a great opportunity to talk to some of the people that he photographed and see what they think about it. So I've certainly met my objectives.
I first saw Bob's photographs at Glen Goebels in Pacific Grove. And I had no idea what they were or who took them, and I just thought they were beautiful photographs. And so I met Bob and learned his story and became very intrigued with everything he had done. He's a wonderful photographer. He brought out the humanity of all of these wonderful people. And I was very impressed with all the good works that he's done and how hard all these people have worked to do something meaningful with their lives. And that's why I'm here today.
Hi. Okay. Yeah, I'm Marilyn Beck, and I came to this exhibit because I have actually seen the photos before, but I haven't met the men, and I've been talking to some of the men, and also I'm a supporter of Bob Sadler because I took a class with him, and I really believe in the work that he's doing. In talking with the men, I have found that basically they're the same as any other people, but they have a little different experience from mine, and I'm learning from them. For instance, there was one man who's decorating himself, and I wondered why he was doing it. He didn't have any particular reason, but he felt a sense of freedom now that he can do that. And so we shared some good talk. Thank you.
Okay. Before I saw this exhibit, the homeless were somebody I heard about on the news or occasionally reading an article about poverty. But this exhibit makes you see these people as real people. And right now I want to spend Wednesday nights having a beer with all of them.
And would you give your name?
Roger Matthews.
Thank you very much.
Name or what?
Yeah, say.
Hi, my name is Ann Mitchell, and I'm the treasurer here at the Carl Cherry Center for the Arts. That's what brings me to come see the exhibit, and I'm very proud that we are hosting this exhibit and hope it sheds some light on the challenge of homelessness in our community.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Jeff Keiss. I was reviewing the photographs, and what strikes me about the photographs is the context of homelessness, and how when we see men in this situation in the street, we view them one way, and when they're portrayed in the photographs, they look like the rest of us, which is really the meaning. They really are like the rest of us. They are like all of us, and they are us. And the photographs are a gateway into seeing them in that way, and that's what's so powerful. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
My name is Ann Adams-Helms, and I came to the exhibit for a couple of reasons. What I've read about this whole project is so amazing that people's lives can be turned around through this personal collection. It's just wonderful. And I'm fascinated by the photographs, which are very beautiful, very perceptive. What a great job.
Give your name. Give me your name.
Okay. Barbara Johnson.
And
I see several of these men over at the Whole Foods on Sunday when we go to get a cup of coffee. And they come in to get their coffee and something else, whatever. Yeah. And that's about it. I just got interested in them. Let's hope that somehow they can get the help they need and a home and help with any kind of drug or problem they have. I was in the military. My husband was career military, and it's sad to see people who were in the military and they end up homeless. I think it's too bad. And the photographs are beautiful. Yeah, I think they're wonderful. Okay?
thank you.
From Monterey, and I'm interested in the exhibit because I think it's very important for people to understand that the homeless are not a different category of human being. They're just like anybody else that had a run of bad luck. And so we need to see them to be able to empathize with them.
We all have dignity. We're all human. We all have worth. Our lives have meaning. And anything that degrades the human condition must be inherently evil. And I would say that there are fewer examples of evil in our lives in the United States where there's wealth and food and every one of us has what we want. But not all of us have what we want. Not all of us have the ability to stay hungry, to stay non-hungry, to stay not cold, to stay not